Leo, something unexpected is coming your way. It's not just a twist in your story, it's a divine interruption, one that has the power to shift your entire direction. Whether you realize it or not, today marks a turning point. And I don't say that lightly. You didn't land on this video by accident. If you're here, it's because your soul is ready to receive something different, something real, and something long overdue. Maybe you felt it building. A subtle pressure, a sense that something is about to break through, not in a chaotic way, but in a meaningful one. Like the first crack of sunlight after a storm. That's not your imagination. That's alignment. And today, November 6th, the energy is lining up to offer you something you didn't see coming but deeply need. Let's be honest for a second. You've been carrying a lot lately. People look at Leo and assume strength means you're always okay. But behind that confidence is someone who's been holding it together for everyone else while quietly wondering when it'll be your turn to receive. This is your sign that it's already on the way. The message is simple: get ready to be surprised. Not with chaos. Not with drama. But with grace. With support. With an opportunity that may not come wrapped the way you expect, but will land exactly when you need it. Whether it's a conversation, a message, a new direction in your finances, or an unexpected connection, today is an invitation to stay open and soften your grip on control. Astrologically, this moment is no coincidence. With the moon moving into Aquarius and forming a trine with the sun in Sagittarius, you're being energetically pulled to step outside your comfort zone. These aren't random sky movements. They're coded instructions that are gently, but firmly, calling you toward expansion. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to follow the pull. And if you're wondering what the cards have to say, the Fool, the Star, and Knight of Pentacles showed up in the reading today. That's no small lineup. This is a clear signal: you're standing at the edge of a new journey, one that brings hope, renewal, and a steady path forward. It may not feel flashy at first, but its roots will run deep. Now, before we dive deeper into what all this means for your relationships, your finances, your energy, and your next move, let me take a moment to say something important. Your presence here matters. Every view, every comment, every moment you choose to engage with this space, it's not just numbers. It's connection. And I want you to know that you being here helps keep this channel going. So thank you. Deeply. For being here, for listening, and for choosing to show up for yourself. But this is just the beginning. Stay with me, because what we're about to explore might just explain why certain things haven't worked out before and why what's coming next could change everything. And now I want to hear from you. If something inside you is saying, "This message is for me," drop a comment below to confirm it. Let's make this real. Let's create a ripple. Let the universe know you're ready to receive what's already yours. Are you with me? Let's begin. Leo, if you've ever felt like the timing of something was too perfect to be random, you're absolutely right to trust that instinct. What's unfolding today isn't just a collection of celestial movements, it's a message. A personal one. Delivered straight through the patterns of the stars, the rhythm of the moon, and the invisible pulse of numbers that guide far more than we realize. There's something beautiful about knowing that even on days when life feels ordinary, the universe is still doing the most extraordinary work behind the scenes. And today, November 6, 2025, is exactly that kind of day for you. Let's take a closer look at what's happening in the sky. The moon is moving into Aquarius, a placement that always shakes up the familiar. Aquarius isn't about sticking with what's safe or predictable. It's the rebel, the innovator, the cosmic disruptor that asks, what if everything could be different? When the moon takes on this energy, it nudges your inner world to break free. You might notice yourself feeling restless with old routines or more emotionally sensitive to things that no longer feel aligned. That's not you being off track. That's your inner guidance system tuning into a much bigger signal. Now pair that with the Sun in Sagittarius, fire meeting air, and what you get is a powerful invitation to expand. Sagittarius energy never plays small. It pushes you to think broader, aim higher, and believe in something greater than your current circumstances. So with this harmonious trine between the moon and the sun, you're being gently, but firmly, encouraged to move beyond what's familiar. You're not being asked to change overnight. But you are being asked to listen. To stretch. To say yes to what you might have once said no to, simply because it felt too different or too far away. When I speak about these alignments, I don't mean them in an abstract, lofty sense. I mean them like this: you might receive a text today that shifts your perspective. A new person may enter your space who makes you see yourself differently. An opportunity may show up that feels strangely aligned, even if it wasn't part of your plan. That's the energy we're in right now, moments of clarity disguised as chance. And if you're someone who pays attention to more than just the stars, then let's talk about numbers too. Because November 6th carries with it the vibration of the number 6, a number all about healing, harmony, and reconnection. This is the kind of energy that wraps around the themes of love, forgiveness, and the way we relate to others, especially those closest to us. It gently reminds us that we're not here to do life alone. That softness is not weakness. That caring deeply is a strength. But then there's 11. And this is where things get really interesting. In numerology, 11 is a master number. It's not here to be simple or easy. It's here to awaken something within you. A deeper level of awareness. A spiritual knowing. It's the number of insight, of divine nudges, of the quiet moments that lead to major revelations. On a day like today, under this vibration, your thoughts matter more. Your prayers carry weight. Your intentions can crack open doors you thought were locked. That sudden clarity you feel? That's not accidental. That's alignment. And alignment always brings with it opportunity. So why does all of this matter? Because you're being prepared. Not tested, not punished, not overlooked, prepared. The shift you're sensing is not the collapse of something, it's the recalibration before something new begins. But here's the thing, the universe can't place something new into hands that are already clenched. You have to be willing to open. To release. To trust, even if you're not entirely sure what you're trusting in yet. What's waiting for you on the other side of this moment may not come with flashing lights or dramatic fanfare. It might arrive quietly through a thought, a person, a choice. But it will arrive. And it will be yours. All you have to do is be available for it. If any part of this resonates with where you are right now, leave a comment below to say it. Speak it out loud. Claim it. This is your moment to acknowledge not only that something is coming but that you're finally ready to receive it. Let this be your confirmation. Let it begin. Sometimes, the only thing standing between where you are and where you're meant to be is that first step. And the Fool doesn't just suggest that, it embodies it. When this card appears, it's not warning you about recklessness or urging you to plan more carefully. It's doing something far more personal. It's whispering to you, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to trust yourself enough to begin. It's about the moment when you decide, in spite of fear, to walk forward anyway. Not because everything is certain, but because your soul is restless for something more. You, Leo, are the lion standing at the edge of a new territory. Not because you're lost, but because the place you've known has grown too small for who you're becoming. That's what this card is about. It's not a leap into chaos, it's a return to instinct. The kind of knowing that doesn't come from strategy or logic, but from something deeper. That raw, creative pull that says, this is for me. Even if I can't explain why yet. And then comes the star. Now, if the Fool is the call to move, the star is the reminder that you're not moving alone. This is the energy of gentle reassurance. It comes after storms, not to erase them, but to help you rebuild from them. To restore the part of you that might have grown dim from disappointment or self-doubt. The star doesn't bring loud declarations or instant results. It brings healing. Quiet, steady, sacred healing. The kind that happens when you start hoping again, even when you swore you wouldn't. You may notice this healing showing up as inspiration, like the sudden desire to return to a project you abandoned, or reconnect with a dream you shelved. Sometimes it arrives through people. Someone says something simple, and it hits you deeper than expected. That's how this energy works. Soft but powerful. It calls you back to yourself. To your light. Even if it's been a while since you've seen it. And finally, we meet the Knight of Pentacles. He's not fast. He's not flashy. But he's real. Grounded. Committed. His presence in this reading isn't about dramatic change, it's about consistent effort. It's about choosing to build something that lasts. Whether that's in your finances, your work, your relationships, or simply your relationship with yourself, this card is asking you, what are you ready to commit to now that you know better? Now that you've healed enough to trust again? The Fool says go. The star says heal. The Knight says stay. And together, they form a map of progression. One that doesn't rush you, but invites you to begin, to believe, and to build. You don't need to know which card is yours right now. They're all part of your story. But if one of them speaks to where you are today, I invite you to comment and let me know. I want to send you energy and intention specific to that stage of your journey. Because this isn't just about predictions, it's about participating. And when you name where you are, even quietly, you make room for what comes next. No matter where you're standing, whether it's on the edge of a beginning, in the center of healing, or planting the first seeds of stability, know this. You're not late, you're not behind, and you're not alone. You're right on time. And you're ready. When life begins to shift, it doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. More often, it speaks in subtleties: a stranger reaching out unexpectedly, an idea that won't leave you alone, a quiet inner tug that says, maybe. Just maybe, this is it. And if you've been paying attention lately, Leo, you might already feel that something is stirring beneath the surface. Especially in the areas of your work, your relationships, and your overall energy. The question is, are you willing to respond? Let's talk about your path when it comes to money and career. You're entering a phase where small doors can lead to big rooms. That random email, that passing suggestion, even that gut feeling you've brushed off theory, not just noise. There's signals. Invitations. But here's the thing, opportunities don't always show up with a name tag. Sometimes they come wrapped in hesitation. They ask you to trust your instincts, not your timeline. The law of attraction teaches us that we don't get what we want, we get what we're aligned with. What we're emotionally, mentally, and energetically available for. If you've been doing the inner work, healing, releasing, owning your worth, then now is the time to walk through the door when it opens. Even if it doesn't look like you imagined. Especially then. When it comes to love and emotional connection, you might be surprised to know that someone has noticed you, maybe not loudly, maybe not directly, but deeply. It could be someone new or someone who's been in your orbit a while. Either way, they've felt the light you've been trying to protect. And they're drawn to it. The challenge, of course, is learning how to receive love without guilt, fear, or the instinct to retreat. We talk so much about being strong on our own that sometimes we forget the courage it takes to let someone in. Not everyone comes to take from you. Some come to hold space for you. To reflect the parts of you that even you forgot were beautiful. If your heart stirs at that thought, don't ignore it. Open a little. Speak a little more vulnerably. Let the moment surprise you. And now, to your health, not just physical, but energetic. If you've been feeling sluggish, overwhelmed, heavy in the chest, quick to anger, or just off, know this. Your body is holding unspoken energy. It's carrying the weight of all the things you've suppressed, the words you didn't say, the emotions you swallowed. You don't need a new workout routine or the perfect supplement right now, you need release. You need movement. Not just physical, but emotional and energetic. Start small. Eat vibrant, golden foods that match the Leo frequency, things like pumpkin, turmeric, and pineapple. These are more than just nutrients, they're symbolic reminders of your vitality. Practice breath work. Write down everything that's crowding your mental space, and if it feels safe, burn it as a ritual of letting go. Let your body breathe again. Let your spirit stretch. Even sound can help recalibrate your nervous system. Tones like 432 Hz and 528 Hz aren't just soothing, theory healing. Put them on in the background while you clean, while you rest, while you journal. Let the frequencies do what words cannot. Your body is listening. And it's asking for your partnership, not your punishment. What matters most now is this: you don't need to make massive changes overnight. You just need to say yes to what already feels right. The door is open. The energy is here. The rest is your decision. You've come too far to pretend you don't feel it. If any of this touched something inside you, your career path, your relationships, your health, I invite you to share where you are in the comments below. Speak it out loud. Claim your part of this moment. Because when we choose to show up honestly, the universe listens. And often, it answers in ways we never expected. There comes a moment in everyone's life when the energy begins to shift, not in the world around them, but in the core of who they are. That moment isn't always dramatic. It doesn't always come with applause or a clear sign. Often, it starts in the quiet. In the still pause after a long season of trying too hard, proving too much, or carrying what was never truly ours. That's where you are now, Leo, not broken, not lost, but in transition. And this phase is not about chasing power. It's about recognizing that you already carry it. You've spent so long being the leader, the steady hand, the one who others look to for light. And you've done it well, even when it cost you energy, even when it left you drained behind the scenes. But here's what needs to be said: you don't need to hold it all together anymore to be worthy of respect. You don't have to constantly lead from the front to still be a guiding force. True power isn't about performance. It's about presence. And the version of you that's emerging now is more sovereign than ever, not because you have all the answers, but because you've finally stopped asking for permission to be who you are. In astrology, every sign has a higher self, an archetype it is meant to embody. For Leo, that archetype is the sovereign, not the ruler by force, but the leader by truth. A figure who walks with clarity, not ego. Who shines, not to overshadow, but to inspire. You are being invited to step into that space now. No more shrinking to fit. No more pretending that your sensitivity is weakness or that your dreams are unrealistic. You are not just meant to lead. You are meant to embody what leadership looks like when it is rooted in self-respect, compassion, and unshakable inner alignment. The truth is, you don't have to chase what is meant for you. That's one of the biggest misconceptions we're taught, especially when it comes to manifestation. The law of attraction isn't about hunting something down. It's about becoming a match for it. Energy doesn't lie. You attract what mirrors your frequency. So the question becomes, what are you vibrating with? Scarcity or worthiness? Chaos or clarity? When you begin to truly believe that what you desire is already seeking you too, something profound begins to unfold. You stop grasping. You start allowing. And the space you once filled with striving is now open to receiving. This is the part of the journey where you realize that shining doesn't require shouting. That stillness is sometimes the most powerful statement you can make. You don't need to lead every room to shift the energy in it. Sometimes just your grounded presence, your calm no, or your courageous yes, is enough. That is the energy of sovereignty. And Leo, that is who you are now becoming, not the performer, but the presence. Not the lion roaring, but the lion watching quietly, choosing when and where to use its voice, and knowing it never has to prove itself again. So if you feel yourself softening, good. If you feel less reactive, more intentional, more anchored, even better. That's not you losing fire. That's you mastering it. The next season of your life isn't about proving your strength. It's about knowing it so deeply that it no longer needs to be shown. If this resonates, speak it out loud in the comments. Own it. Not for validation, but for embodiment. Say, this is the season where I lead from alignment, not obligation. Because that subtle declaration is the beginning of something huge. By now, Leo, you've probably started to feel it. Something subtle but powerful has been building inside you. Like a quiet current beneath still water, it's been stirring for weeks, maybe even months. And now, the moment has arrived for you to not just feel it, but to activate it. This part of your journey isn't about waiting for signs. It's about becoming the sign. You've gathered the insights, done the reflection, and come face to face with parts of yourself you used to avoid. That alone is a kind of miracle. But now it's time to go one step further, to make it real. Energy responds to clarity. And clarity doesn't always come in the form of logic, it comes through ritual, through conscious choice, through tiny actions infused with big intention. That's what this part is about. You don't need to shift your whole life today. You just need to show the universe that you're available. Energetically, emotionally, spiritually. Because when your internal frequency changes, what you draw toward you must shift in return. That's not magic. That's alignment. Today, the energy surrounding you is golden. Not just in metaphor, but literally golden hues are vibrating in your field. Gold symbolizes confidence, warmth, achievement, and unwavering self-worth. Wearing something golden, lighting a candle in a warm amber tone, even surrounding yourself with this color visually, it's not superficial. It's symbolic. You're stepping into a season of worthiness, and this color acts as a beacon, a signal that says, I'm ready to shine without shrinking. Alongside that, we lean into tools that have supported people for centuries. Citron and tiger's eye, two stones known not just for their beauty, but for their energy. Citron holds the frequency of abundance and positivity. It reminds you that joy is not a reward, it's a resource. And tiger's eye, with its earthy grounding and fierce protection, keeps doubt at bay. It tells your nervous system, you're safe to trust again. Whether you carry them in your pocket, wear them as jewelry, or simply keep them nearby, their presence is a quiet partnership with your intention. But here's where things shift from passive to active. I want to invite you into a small but meaningful practical way to turn what we've talked about into something that lives in your daily life. It's simple. Write down on any piece of paper what you're ready to receive. Not just in vague terms, but in ways that feel alive. Maybe it's clarity about your career. Maybe it's peace in your relationships. Maybe it's the courage to start over. Whatever it is, don't filter it. Don't worry about how realistic it sounds. Just write it down as honestly as you can. Then, fold that paper. Place it under a golden candle, or near a source of light in your space. And before you walk away, whisper this to yourself not once, but until you feel it sink in: I am worthy of receiving what is good, even when I can't yet imagine how it will come. That simple statement becomes a vibration. A message sent through every cell of your being. And it begins to shift everything. If you feel even a slight stirring right now, even a flicker of belief, I encourage you leave a comment below to anchor it. Say it out loud, not just for me, but for yourself. Type, I am ready to receive my unexpected gift from the universe. Let this be your conscious yes. Your opening. Your moment. Because when you claim what you're ready for, it starts moving toward you. And sometimes, all it takes is one brave sentence to change the entire trajectory of what happens next. Of all the things you've heard today, Leo, I hope one message finds its way into the deepest part of your heart. You are not just hoping for magic, you are the magic. You don't need to wait for some cosmic permission slip to begin living the life you've been dreaming of. The very fact that you're here, right now, listening to this, already means something in you is awakening. And that awakening isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for presence. For willingness. For one small, honest yes. You've seen the signs. You've felt the nudge. You've walked through uncertainty, carried burdens that weren't always visible to others, and kept your light on even when no one noticed. And now, the universe is meeting you at that level of commitment. Not because you've earned it but because you've aligned with it. The energy of November 6th isn't random. It's a mirror, showing you just how much you've grown and how ready you are to receive more. So take a breath. A deep one. And ask yourself what would change if I stopped waiting and started trusting? What if this was the moment everything turned, not because life got easier, but because you finally realized how powerful you truly are when you stop trying to control everything and start co-creating instead? If that question touches something in you, then don't let this video end without taking action. Let your words match your energy. Write a comment below, something simple, something true. Say what you're ready for. Speak your readiness into existence. Because when we voice our desires, we create space for them to land. And if today's message resonated with you, I'd be so honored if you take a moment to support this shared space by liking this video, subscribing to Eternal Mindfulness, and sharing it with someone you love. Every single comment, every gesture of connection, every time you say yes to your journey, it matters more than you know. You are not just a viewer. You're a vital part of this community. Thank you, deeply, for being here. For your time, your presence, and your energy. It fuels this sacred exchange we're building together. You're not doing this alone. You never were. And no matter where this path takes you next, remember your light was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to lead. So, what's the one thing you're walking away with today? What small truth cracked open inside you? I'd love to hear it in the comments. Not for me, but for you. To claim it. To anchor it. To become it. And until we meet again, may you walk forward with courage, may your heart stay soft, and may every step ahead feel like home.